Atunci când vorbesc română, am un mic accent spaniolesc. Pentru unii este un motiv pentru a râde de mine, dar pentru alții este un lucru foarte, foarte exotic. But what would happen if I were to have an accent from a nation that isn't as respected, visited, or favorized as Spain? What would happen if I were to speak Romanian with an Indian accent, an Arabic accent? I don't think, at least in the West, things would go all that well. But the thing is that it doesn't apply the other way around. Europeans with European accents do get discriminated in the same exact way in countries like India, but with a lot more positive connotations. The West is respected by the East, but the East is not respected by the West. Funny, isn't it? It's almost as if there's an inner layer of racism and xenophobia in our society that people are more than willing to tolerate, and even the people who are being discriminated treat the people who discriminate them with respect and admiration depending on the location and context. And the easiest way of dissecting this issue, as if it were a frog, a dead frog in biology class, something that I felt on my own Spanish-Romanian skin, is through accents, because they are by far the simplest way of determining someone's nationality without impolitely asking, where are you from? Most people wouldn't be able to differentiate a Dutch accent from a German accent, or a Thai accent from a Chinese accent. But what most people are extremely talented at doing, with a 100%, almost 100% accuracy rate, is differentiating an accent from the East from an accent of the West. Whether or not it is worthy of respect or unworthy of respect by whatever fucked up standard, following whatever fucked up standard we created in our global society and culture. But let's add an even deeper layer of xenophobia to this. Europeans maybe can differentiate between a Dutch and German accent, but they probably can differentiate between a Western European accent and an Eastern European accent. And sometimes the behavior of these two categories of European towards one another is just as pronounced, if not even more pronounced, than the behavior between Western people and Eastern people. How they treat each other, how much they respect each other or disrespect each other. And I am Spanish Romanian. Western Europe, Eastern Europe. So believe me when I tell you this. There are dozens of stories and examples of Western Europeans coming to Romania in the 90s, right after communism ended here, and being treated like kings and queens. My father, a Spanish immigrant, included. But Romanians are not treated the same way in Spain. Trust me. But let's go a layer deeper, even. I'm sure, 100% convinced, that even Americans discriminate between each other. Maybe people from New York have an accent that is more respected and indicates higher status than an accent from Indiana, for example. But let's get even deeper into New York itself. People from Long Island might be more respected than people from Brooklyn because of the way they speak. And now we can even look at Brooklyn, different areas in Brooklyn. How do they speak in comparison to one another? Which is more respected in And it's an endless fucking cycle. I'm sorry, but this shit just cannot be good for society. It is pure xenophobia and racism. Discrimination in its purest kind. And I'm saying this as a person who directly benefits from this type of discrimination. I was at a friend's birthday party a couple of months ago. And I sit down at the dining table and open my mouth for exactly 5 seconds, thanking my friend's mother for the invitation. I said the following. Vă mulțumesc că m-ați invitat. Guess the first question I was asked by another woman at the table. You have a pretty peculiar accent. What nationality are you? And you better bet your entire life savings on me saying, with an embarrassing degree of pride, Spanish. And guess what? I provoked the exact reaction I was expecting. And she only got more excited once I uttered the word Barcelona. If there's one single thing I'm completely convinced of in life, is that I wouldn't have provoked the exact same reaction if I were to have had a Punjabi accent. And that boils my fucking blood. And how do you think people react when I'm in Spain and I tell them that I'm Romanian? I'll let you guess the degree of excitement I instill there by stating my nationality. This cannot be good for society. It isn't good for society. And you and me know that. But you and me still fall into one of the four following categories. Western places that are considered high status: USA, Spain, Germany, Canada. Western places that are considered low status: Romania, Russia, Poland, Brazil, and all of the Balkans, really. Eastern places that are considered high status: South Africa, United Arab Emirates, Thailand, Japan. And Eastern places that are considered extremely low status: India, Nigeria, Oman, and 99% of Africa, really. And all of the four aforementioned categories respect or disrespect one another depending on how they place on the ethnic hierarchy. Fucked up, isn't it? We know the problem. The only thing left is determining the cause and the solution. If there's even a solution. The cause, in my opinion, is quite obviously a lack of culture and universal appreciation. No, not appropriation, appreciation. There's a fine line and a very big fucking difference. People like my father have deeply immersed themselves in the cultures of the people who are lower down on the ethnic hierarchy. I cannot believe I'm saying that, but it is a thing. Ethnic hierarchy. And that means that they know how to appreciate them while still not idealizing them. They are highly critical of both their country, their position on the social hierarchy, ethnic hierarchy, highly critical of all four categories, for that matter, and highly appreciative of all four categories. Sadly, the most popular culture out there is Western culture. I'm sure Indian people are assigned Jane Austen in school, but I'm not fully convinced that English people are the most passionate about the Bhagavad Gita. The more you understand about something's background and origins, the more you can either appreciate it or criticize it, and best case scenario, do both at the same time. Of course, there's a lot of colonialism and politics, which plays a role in all of this. But we, as normal people who can't really go back in time, can't go back in time and tell the British to fucking piss off. So the only thing that we can really do is appreciate and cultivate a better understanding for the cultures and countries, and I don't even know what to call them, for the things that are below us on the ethnic hierarchy, and stop idealizing the things that are above us. And I, a 14-year-old boy, am far from perfect. I still have a lot of reading and deep cultural immersion to do. But maybe, just maybe, if we work together as a team that we should have been from the very start of human existence, if it were even possible, I'm not sure, maybe we can start appreciating the cultures that are quote unquote below us and stop idealizing the cultures that are quote unquote above us. And stop bowing down to this standard we've created. And finally, stop using accents as symbols of status and consider them for what they truly are. Consider them what they truly are. A reflection of your truly special and equally important cultural background.